score in course history, number 20, Nakira Examond.
College returns, Examond along on the baseline, score it, and the foul. 3-on-1 up the floor should go to Examond, bounce passes it through, Nakira's taking over.
Number 20, the white captain, Nakira Examond.
Yo, what is good, everybody, and welcome to the second installment of Sharing Black Stories throughout Black History Month. I am here with quite literally the GOAT by the numbers. I'm mad excited to have her on. Her name is Nakira. And yo, Nakira, I just want to ask you right off rip, how you feeling today?
I'm good. How are you feeling?
I'm good. Appreciate you reciprocating. Well, you guys are like, I'm good. Let's keep it moving. Anyways, yo, let's go ahead and just hop right into these questions, just because you've got mad accolades, just mad accomplishments throughout your 4-year career at UMass Dartmouth. And I mean, all those numbers are listed on the screen throughout the intro, but I mean, I just want to ask you right now, like, yo, proudest on-court moment, because you've had so many, but if I could just have you narrow it down to one, I might even give you a pass for two. What comes to mind?
Okay, you should definitely give me a pass for two.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think definitely the moment, it was my sophomore year, and when I think we beat New Paltz, and that was the win to bring us to the Elite Eight versus like Amherst and stuff. That moment was just like so surreal. I remember when the clock buzzed 0 and we all just like stormed the court. Some of us were crying, some of us found our parents. Like it was just so amazing because it's like I don't know what it was my sophomore year, but like we always worked hard. But that year we were so hungry just to like win and just like keep going. That was like an amazing moment. That was awesome. That was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then my second, keep going, my fault.
No, don't be sorry. I was just gonna say, I mean, 1,000 and all time, like that's gotta come to mind too.
No, it is. I wanted to do like a team one first because like my whole sophomore year, like that, I feel like that was like the staple year of me like really becoming like who I am as a player and stuff. But my other moment is definitely when I got the record. And that was when we played Babson. I know it was an away game during like a tournament we had. That was so awesome. Oh my God. I remember I got it on a free throw, which for some reason, I feel like a lot of my monumental points throughout my career had been on a free throw, which is kind of weird.
Right.
But that moment was awesome because like I didn't go into the program like saying, okay, I'm gonna get 1,000 points. I'm gonna beat this record. I'm gonna do this. Like I just, I went to UMass. I liked the programs they had for school, and I also liked the basketball programs too. I was like, I'm going there to get an education and have fun playing like the game I love to play. So.
No, that's super dope. And so with all that said, I mean, you listed a bunch of moments, a few of which that I was there for. So that was especially dope. You've built yourself like a legacy, on the court, right? In the Tripp Athletic Center, in athletics. You've also done it on campus. So like off the court, away from there. What are some of like your more proud off-court moments, whether it was in your personal, even your young professional life, or even just as a student, like whatever comes to mind?
Definitely. So my senior year, there was an award that I got, and I went to the Unity House like here and there during my time at UMass. It was the Frederick Douglass Unity House, and there was this woman there, Nicole Williams, who worked there too. She was awesome. Like my interactions with her were always so positive and so insightful. So I remember one of my friends, Jeffrey, he was part of the Sigma Phi Rho fraternity, and he messaged me sometime, I think in like January or something. He was like, so you're gonna get this award. It was the senior year, so she stopped working there, I think my junior year. So it was dedicated to her, but it was the first one they wwere ever gonna give. They're like, we're gonna present it to you, like you're gonna receive it. I think it was at the Black History Month show actually that happened in February. And I was so shocked. I was like, why are they giving this to me? Like, what did I do? You know what I mean? And it's a lifetime, it's like a lifetime like achievement award. And I was just like so proud in that moment. Cause, obviously I knew people around campus and I would say hi to people and all that kind of stuff. And people probably knew me because of basketball, but like getting an award like that, and it's glass, it's so cool. It's actually sitting over there. I'm not gonna get it though. But it's just like, it was a moment that I had. It was like, it wasn't just for recognizing me because of basketball. You know what I mean? So that was really special too. That was nice.
they always say that like numbers never lie and stuff like that, but like when it comes to awards like that, when it's almost like more qualitative, it's like, yo, like that kind of hits different, you know what I'm saying? Because like,
Mhm,
you actually peep like who I am as a person. And for that reason,
mhm.
I want to go into this following question, which is kind of just a little bit more legacy, whether that's on court, whether that's off court, but just like, how do you want to be remembered? And you can take that question wherever you immediately shoot towards, but then we can explore how it differs from on the court and off the court. But straight up, I mean, yo, how do you want to be remembered?
Oh, definitely for being a hard worker. Always, I always got this from other people. That's like, when I'm off the court, like I'm bubbly, I'm nice, I'm all these kind of things. But it's like when I'm on the court, like I mean business. Like I am in the zone. My head is there, and that's the kind of thing I want not only for myself to continue to do as I mature and grow up, but it's like even younger girls, like younger Black girls, like they can see like you can. I can't say I do it all because like I do okay for now, but it's like
Yeah,
you can go to school full time. You can I worked a little bit when I was in college. I played basketball full time, and it's not easy. We had like 6 o'clock a.m. workouts, which I didn't like the time, but whatever. And we would have practices later on that day, or we would have games or something, and we'd have stuff to do over the weekend, and you still have to be a student full time. So I want, especially young girls, to know that like you can put in the work, you can do what you want to do, and still have fun with your friends, all that stuff. But when it's time to really work hard and do what you need to do, like that is your priority. So.
yeah, that's facts. That's facts. And you mentioned about almost like being like a role model of sorts, right? To young women that look like you know what I'm saying, and like have been to the same places and through the same, type of upbringing that you had. So with that being said, as far as just thinking back now, right? Like hindsight is 2020, but thinking back now, what advice would you give to like your freshman year self? This is like 4 or 5 years ago. Like, what would you tell a younger Nakira?
I would tell her to listen more. Oh my God. Like I always thought I was a good listener in a sense. Like I can take constructive criticism fairly well, but
Mhm.
I just feel like, especially my freshman year, be more open to other people's insights and perspectives because I'm glad I kind of like grew out of that over the years because that has really shaped and molded me to like who I am today. But I would tell her to listen more. Like that's the main thing.
That's good advice right there, because even for me, like when I'm
Hmm.
conversing, like if somebody says something that I agree with or even disagree with, like I get hype and then I just go to cut them off. And it's like, yo, bro, chill. Like we're just trying to be active listeners here. So yeah, in every sense of the word,
Hmm.
I totally hear you on that. So moving on though, like what was dope about your college experience in particular was that you went to school, mad close to home, right? And so like that allowed like family to pop out to games and stuff, and then you were able to take care of stuff at home and work, just as much as you needed. But I mean, would you say that like New Bedford, it's mostly like people of color, like it's fairly diverse, right? But then you go a town over to where our school was at, Dartmouth. I don't know if that's necessarily the same case, right? And that's putting it mildly. So what I'm gonna ask right now is kind of drawing on that a little bit, because you've had two of those kind of just different experiences on each end of the spectrum from a diversity standpoint. What's like an experience you can remember where you were able to peep, yo, racism is very much alive and well. This could have been athletic, this could have been not, but stories like these are ones that are pretty much worth spotlighting.
Wow. Okay. So when moments like that happen, I've really come to realize at this age, it's like you really never realize it when it's happening. But as you get older and you think about it, you're like, yo, this really happened to me. So this is when I was in fourth grade. So I went to a Catholic school, like from kindergarten all the way to eighth grade. So it's me basically growing up with the same like 20 kids for like however many years it was. And I remember that I will never forget this boy's name. I'm not gonna say it though, because I don't like to do that to people.
Yeah.
But he he made a comment because I remembered It was my 4th grade, and my aunt, she just had a baby, and it was a little girl, and she was gonna make me the godmother. And it's really funny, and like Haitian like families, like they'll give like the kids to like be the godparents. So I was only 11, and it's fairly normal to do that. So then I mentioned that I was telling my classmates and my teacher, I was like, oh, I'm so excited to meet her, whatever, whatever. And he made a comment and he said these exact words. He said, oh, did she give birth on the cotton fields in Georgia? And when it happened, I was so mad. And like my classmates, they didn't seem to understand because at that time, I think it was just me and one other girl, my friend Alana. We were the only 2 Black girls in our class. And obviously, I was upset. She saw that I was upset too. And then I complained to the teacher. I told the principal. I told my mom when I went home. She was so mad. She like called the school. And the only thing he had to do was just apologize to me in front of the principal for like a minute. Like that was it. And like my mom even called his mom too. Like it was this whole thing. And I just felt like he wasn't being accountable, even though we are kids. And I'm not trying to use it as an excuse either, but it's like he obviously learned that from somewhere, from someone around him who was saying that kind of stuff. So it's like, how can you teach your kid and instill that in him at such a young age and project that onto me or like someone else who's Black? So that was awful.
And stuff like that sticks with you, right? And this, I'm gonna even give you, I know I had asked you for the first time you had experienced it, but I'm gonna give you kind of an experience that I had. So I went to grad school there from 27 to 19. So it's 17 to 19. So 2 years ago. And bro, so I lived in Fairhaven, drove through New Bedford to get to Dartmouth. And I once did my food shopping at, BJ's in Dartmouth, right? And, one time, like I was checking out, it was the middle of a weekday afternoon. And a bunch of there were several, I'd assume mothers that just had, a lot of stuff in their cart for their families, like carts packed to the brim, right? And I don't know if you've ever been, but like for those that haven't, BJ's checks your receipt on the way out. And so there's maybe 4 or 5 mothers straight, carts just fully packed, and they all just zoom right out, just getting check marks on their receipts like nothing, hole punches and all that. And bro, mind you, I'm a broke grad school student. Like I have a bottle of milk and like cereal and like bananas because I was like, that's this week's meals. Anyways, I got all that. That's all I got in my cart. And then my man's was like, he checks the receipt, looks at me, checks the receipt, and he goes, oh, they didn't scan you on the milk. And he was like, you got to come with me. Takes me to security, takes me to checkout. And I was like, yo, bro, yo, I know you just profiled me for not paying for this because I use self-checkout, which is a different receipt color. And I said, and all those women before me that were white women with carts packed, you didn't check them for a second. And this is just in Dartmouth, where we went to school, and 2 years ago. So these aren't like old folk tales. Like this is very much alive. So I'm sure it's stuff that you can relate to. I'm sure it's stuff that, you are no stranger to. But to pivot from that, that's an example of how things can really divide us, right? In many ways. But I also want to talk, and really just to wrap on this one, the power of sport and how sport can unite us. Think about a time where you were able to peep, yo, sport really can bring us together. That could be on the professional level, or even something that you experienced. Just what's one of the times that you can recall where you peeped sport can unite us?
So it was my senior year, and it was around March, basically after, it was like April. So basically after everyone had their tournaments, whatever. And I remember I got picked to play in like the first ever Division III like women's all-star game. So it would be like women, collegiate seniors from all over the country. And I remember we had to do that thing and they had to like vote me in. So I was going crazy, send it to everyone. I was like, vote me in, whatever. So I got picked. And I remember just meeting all these girls, and it was awesome, but it was so strange how comfortable we all were just upon meeting each other from one thing that united us, and it was basketball. And it was so fun. Like I remember my roommate, like we stayed in a hotel, and the girl I was with, I remember her name was Gertie. She had the same birthday as me, same day, same date, everything. And she was from Texas. So I remember one night, like I think the first day we had like a 2 hour like heart to heart on just like our backgrounds and like how we grew up and that kind of thing. And it was just so cool because it's like I don't know this girl from a can of paint, but here I am, opening my life to her. You know what I mean? She did the same for me. And it was just so awesome. And all of those girls, I still even talk to like a handful of those girls too, which is really cool. I didn't think that we would still keep in contact. And it was just really fun. Like every single day, we always had so many things that just like, it was like team building stuff and just getting to know each other. And like, I'm just so proud, like I was able to be a part of that and just like meet all these different girls and just understand. And it was so fun. It was in Virginia too. So that was really cool.
Yo, so dope. Basketball is such a beautiful game, right? Because not only you all working toward a common goal, but it's really just the poetry to it of running a set. And as I've said in several, videos and podcasts before, just how sports are a metaphor for life. And I think that there were a lot of examples that you gave that really exemplified that well. So, yo, I want to thank you for joining on this segment. You had a lot of dope stories, and continuing to celebrate these stories, share these stories, educate others. Appreciate you joining on.
Thank you for having me.